everybody, and I understand that. I have a daughter who gets worked up as well with these kind of storms, and it's very scary, and it's scary when you don't have information. So take your phone with you, take your laptop with you. We're streaming on WKYC.com. We also have, of course, the TV on, and if you're listening to us on the TV, just turn the TV up as loud as you want and get into your safety spot. Where is the safety spot? Let's go over that again. Let me pull my little graphic up. This is why I have it. I have it loaded up just for dates just like this. The basements are best. So underneath the ground, okay? I know sometimes people get concerned, why do I have to go to the basement? Well, the reason you go to the basement is because you get out of it. Okay, hold on. Let's go back. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get out of that real quick. Basements are best. Just remember that interior low-level room. Let's go back to my radar, and I will show you why. You'll see why, actually. We have a new tornado warning that has just been issued for, interestingly enough, Medina County. Now, this is south, and we weren't watching this, so I'm glad the National Weather Service was. These are our friends in the National Weather Service. So Medina and Summit counties. Friends in Medina and Summit counties now. We are in southern Medina County, central portions of Summit County. We have a new tornado warning that has just been issued. This includes Medina, Seville. This is east of Lodi. This includes Wadsworth. This includes Richfield, Bath, Fair Lawn, Gent, Copley Township, my hometown, Norton, Barberton, you are in this. Kenmore, you are in this. Akron City. City of Akron is under a tornado warning right now, as well as Cuyahoga Falls. This area is of concern now, and you can see we have another one of these funky little spins going on right now. Let me send out a real quick tweet for everybody who is on Twitter. I'm going to circle my little areas of concern here, and I'm going to send this out. I don't have to do my login information, so hopefully this will take a little less time. The circulation that is in Medina County is south of the city of Medina right now, but it is north of 76, so that is a pretty small area where we have, we've defined here as the possible area where we have this going on. So 2 tornado warnings active right now. Cuyahoga County. I'm going to do southwest Cuyahoga County, as well as let's see, how do I let's just say Medina and Summit counties. I don't want to get too tricky. Counties. Live stream WKYC.com. Okay. Oh. Well, now it's not letting me do that. All right, so let me just live stream online. Let's do that. Okay, there you go. And I'm sure the newsies will repost that with the full link. I didn't have room to put it with 140 characters, so just keep that in mind. Let me get a drink of water real quick. All right. So again, we have 2 active tornado warnings right now in northern Ohio. We have 1 tornado warning that we have been tracking through Lorain County that is just now coming into the extreme southwestern corner of Cuyahoga County. We have a 2nd tornado warning that was just issued by the National Weather Service for central Medina County. This is also moving to the east, and that is why Summit County also has a tornado warning that is now active. I just got a picture in from Danielle Danberg. The whole family is tuckered in the basement. Thank you so much. I'm going to retweet it because it is just so sweet to see the family all together. Safety first, please. And I just love the fact that, moms and dads can calm down the kids. And in some cases, believe it or not, the kids calm down moms and dads because the kids actually have drilled on this, believe it or not, at school. So here's our track in Medina County, and we're going to send this along its merry way just at about the same clip as we did the other one. Now, this we're going to send just east into southern Medina, so south of Medina downtown. Let me specify, south of downtown Medina, south of the square, but Wadsworth, Granger, Copley, and Akron. You can see that going through 922 for the next hour and a half or so. We have another Twitter picture. Oh, okay, there's the Danberg household, and they are all in their basements. Thank you so much. And there's my whole page. Again, you can follow me at Betsy Kling. I have some folks telling me the sirens are going off. Thank you very much. That is so helpful. Sirens going off in Monroe Falls from Simon Hanig, he says. We have Medina City. The sirens are going off as well. And let's see what else. We have Aurora. Shandy Anderson says the skies are starting to get dark in Aurora. Of course they're getting dark in Aurora. We have those dark clouds. Actually, let's take a look at our sky cam from downtown Cleveland again. We're probably going to start to get into some heavy rain. Yeah, and it is definitely dark. It's kind of got that ominous look. But keep in mind, everybody, keep in mind it's nighttime. It's 8:06. The sun is setting right now, and it is a very low sun angle. And it's really hard for the sun to punch through storms in the middle of the day. Now you think about, a low sun angle, and that makes it even a little harder for that to really do it. So, keep that in mind. Okay, let's see. Sirens going off in Bainbridge. Cuyahoga Falls, the sirens are going off now. But, of course, we are right here with you, and, we got your back. We're talking you through it, and we're just, we're in this together. Everybody's in this together. My family is out here, too. My mom and dad live in Medina. We live in Medina. And so, it does get a little intense at times. The two areas of interest, one is just coming into Strongsville right now. I put everybody in Strongsville into basement mode. So there you go. Stay hunkered down, friends. Hang in there. So that would be north of Medina. And then the other one is south of Medina. We're going to go right down along and just north of 76, Route 76. In Medina County, and carry that over into central portions of Summit County as well. We have another phone call coming in from Big Daddy Carl Bachter, our outdoors guy. He is in Cuyahoga Falls. Carl, what are you seeing right now?
Well, skies are real dark. Tornado sirens are going off. Listen. Sort of hear them in the background there.
Okay.
There's a lot of sirens sounds like
from
emergency vehicles and stuff around, but we got some automatic texts on our phones that said take shelter right away.
Okay, exactly. That's that notification system that the FCC and the National Weather Service put together. So if you're inside one of these tornado polygons, one of these purple shapes, your cell phone is likely going off if you have the GPS features going on right now. Carl, I'm going to go ahead and let you go attend to the family. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Akron, right now you're on standby. Cuyahoga Falls, Carl, you guys are on standby. You are in an active tornado warning right now, but the threat is to the west. So what does standby mean? That means get ready, because when it's go time, you get to the basement as soon as you can. Let's get back up in here into Strongsville real quick. We'll take a look at this. We're still seeing that rotation. It's really tough now because we're so close to the radar. So let's switch over to the terminal radar and see if that has any other indications. Okay, yeah, we're still seeing the reds and greens together. Still a very concerning radar picture that we are looking at. Definitely, that is why we put everybody into basement mode in the Strongsville area. Columbia Station, hang in there. I know you're dealing with a lot right now, but this does look to be, just like the last one did, hugging the southern edge of the particular tornado warnings, and that is of interest. North Olmsted, you are right under the very heavy rain. You're probably getting some hail, or you're just north of the hail. There's where the hail is. You can see the blues there. Look at the hail down in Gloria Glens, Chippewa Lake area as well. Look at this. This hail is coming down in this storm right along Ballish Road. Up to 1.5-inch hail reported. That's going right over Chippewa Lake. Beautiful place there. This is going to go right over Route 3, Ohio Route 3. This is staying just to the south of my parents' house. That is good to know. But of course, we have a big concern for the folks that are between, let's say, between 162. 162 is Copley Road, Copley Sharon Road. There's a bunch of different names that it goes by. But Route 162 and 71 right now, that's where the hail is. But when we get into the actual spinning part of the storm, it is very close to that as well. And then, as I mentioned before, we still have the tornado warning that's going up in Cuyahoga County as well. Let me real quick, I know we have Shannon on the phone. Hold on just a minute, Shannon. I just want to very quickly go over some things. We have a live shot? Okay, hold on. Give me a minute. So I just want to reiterate some things, okay? Our area of greatest concern in Cuyahoga County as far as tornadic type potential is the southwestern corner of Cuyahoga County. This is right along Route 82, North Royalton, it's time to head to the basement. You know, areas along Boston Road, right there, Medina County, over into the Hinckley area, you folks need to get into the basement as well on Boston Road. Northern Medina County, northern Medina County, right up in Hinckley and Brunswick Hills, just hang in there right now. But you can see all the lightning strikes that are surging. This thing is cycling. It's coming around again. We have a very good radar indication of this. We have had a good radar indication of it, and we are certainly seeing a lot of tweets coming in of people saying, you know, we have these clouds. You know, still pictures are very difficult to look at. But here's what I want you to notice. Look where I'm drawing this line, okay? It is the area north of this line that is actually not impacted right now by this, by the tornadic part of the storm. So greater Cleveland, Lakewood, out to Bay Village, Rocky River, you folks actually have very heavy rain, maybe some hail, but you don't have the tornadic part of the storm. Likewise, the east side of Cleveland does not have the tornadic part of the storm as of right now. So just hang in there. I know that it gets a little nerve-wracking because we are getting to the end of this tornado warning, and you want to know where this thing is going. It is coming east, but right now I'd have to say it's hugging kind of the southern periphery of Cuyahoga County. So greater Cleveland, hang in there with me. You do not need to go to the basements right now. But, you know, Mayfield Heights, Mayfield Village, Beechwood, Pepper Pike, up into Euclid, University Heights, Cleveland Heights, Richmond Heights. Hang in there, friends. You folks, just hang in there. Don't go to your basements yet. But certainly the folks in along Route 82 need to think about doing that right now. Want to tell everybody, if you are concerned about, you know, not being able to hear me when you get into your safety spot, we are also live broadcasting right now on WTAM. That'd be the big one. AM 1100, so you're probably going to get a lot of static if you listen to that. Just want to let you know there will be some static, and that static and crackles and pops are the static and crackle and pops, that's the lightning that's nearby. Bree, I'm going to hand you my phone, and I would like you to call my family for me and ask them to go to the basement. Just hit the green button, and can you ask Paul to get down to the basement? Okay, so that's that. All right, so now we're going to take a moment to look back just a second. Still very heavy rain, still the two tornado warnings going on, but we have a picture coming in from Shannon, who is live out in Vermillion. Shannon, what do you have out there?
Well, the rain is just starting to pick up, and I can see a lot of lightning strikes behind my cameraman here, Brian. He's doing a great job. We're getting rained on. The families out here on Mapleview Drive in Vermillion did have a scare a little while ago. There is some major flooding down this street. It's about 1.5 feet deep at this point, and they said they heard the alarms go off around 5 or 6 o'clock, and everyone was told to take cover. In fact, a family told me a little boy was happily playing on the sidewalk in the flooding and having a nice time when the alarms went off, and of course they ran inside into their homes, into their basements. Now, I want you to take a look, though, if you can swing over to the leaf line. The flooding had actually been all the way up to the sidewalks. I've talked to a lot of different homes, their basements. Some of them are in trouble, already have water down there. City crews have been out here working hard, though, so there are improvements being made, trying to keep the leaves off the manholes and letting it flood and letting it drain out. But another woman told me she had a tough time getting home today because of all the road closures around here. This was happening right around 5 o'clock, and she could barely make it to her home. She had to inch into actually this driveway and try to just do her best with the weather out here. The rain, again, I said, is picking up a little bit at this point. I talked with police a little while ago. There are at least 2 more locations reporting flooding. So hopefully people can just stay home and stay inside at this point and just try to stay safe, stay dry. Like you said, Betsy, I think we should just keep listening to you for when we're supposed to get inside and take cover.
Okay.
For now, I guess we should maybe get in the car, too.
Yes.
I don't know about this equipment. So live
Definitely.
in Vermillion, Shannon Cantor, Channel 3 News.
All right. Thank you, Shannon. Yes,
Thanks.
Definitely get in the car. You do have more lightning coming in, more heavy rain coming in as well. I have gotten a word from the newsroom. By the way, Shannon is up here in Vermillion, and look at this. Look at this rain that's coming in. This is just the worst possible news with all that flooding going on out there. The news desk is receiving calls from folks who are asking questions about what to do if they are in a mobile home. And, you know, mobile homes are fantastic house options. I know we have several mobile home parks in not only Medina County, but also Summit County. We have them in Cuyahoga County as well, where we have these two areas of great concern that are going on right now. And what you do if you are in a mobile home, if you are out ahead of the storm, you need to leave the mobile home if you are in a tornado warning, because you need to get to a sturdier building, a house nearby with a basement, a business nearby that you can go into, and just seek shelter there. That is a very good option. You know, you do want it to get elsewhere. Those even mobile homes that are tied down are not safe. They just don't have the sustainability that the larger homes do and the better constructed homes do. All right, really quick, we're going to go down to Medina County again. Now, remember I was telling you before that we were getting kind of these obtuse looking, you know, jumbled bunches of colors. Well, we're not getting that in Medina County. This is a very small circulation that we are getting, but you can see there is the red and there is the green, and that is a pretty well-defined circulation. It's very small right now, but certainly there is some rotation going on there. And as we kind of track that to the east, this is just south of Medina, the square of Medina. We're down right along 162, right at the jog. That was very close to where my parents are, and Brianna, bless her heart, has been talking to my family for me tonight. She called Paul, and my mom and dad just called and said they are okay, no problems. They had no hail. So they're good to go, and they are west of Lafayette Township. So Lafayette Township, you're now in the clear. But as you can see, we're going to continue to track this off to the east, and you know, we're getting into pretty close proximity here as we get over into the eastern portion of Medina County, into Montville Township, River Styx. That, of course, is a road, but it's also a crossroads. There's a wonderful little grocery store there, convenient mart, if you will. They serve ice cream and they have all kinds of stuff there, but that's the River Styx area. Bonetta Road, Sharon Center, lovely little place at the crossroads of 94 and 162, and then Pigeon Creek, which is actually a little bit farther to the east over near the Norton area, or excuse me, no, that's Fairlawn, just to the west of Fairlawn. So that is the Medina County area that we are concerned about. This is just coming over 71 right now and is headed east between 76 and 162. So I would have to say, if you are in River Styx, if you're in Wadsworth, especially the north end of Wadsworth, heads up. Norton and Barberton, you are on standby right now. Norton is right along 176, or excuse me, 76, and then Barberton just south of that. So Norton, Barberton, Copley, we're going to go ahead and put everybody kind of in this vicinity on standby right now for the possibility of this area of rotation, this possible tornado coming in. And remember, these things have been kind of jogging in their tracks. They're not, you know, going due west to east. They are jogging a bit. Let's get back up in here into Cuyahoga County. We still have a tornado warning that is active right now for Cuyahoga County, specifically southwestern Cuyahoga County over the Strongsville area. We are very close to the radar right now, so I'm going to switch over to the terminal radar to take a look at that. That is the FAA's radar. It's a little bit smaller, but it is over in the Grafton area, so it's behind all of this that's going on, and you can see we still have this rotation that is taking place right now that is moving through the Strongsville area. That will then continue eastward. So I'd have to say that right now, let's go ahead and we'll zoom in and we're going to just track this. We're going to go right through. Let me back this up a little bit. We'll take a little, see how it's moving. Oh boy, that was interesting, isn't it? Remember, it's a computer, folks. Sometimes they get outside of their comfort zone as well, and when they do, they show you funny pictures sometimes. It's like the blue screen of death, so to speak, on your Windows systems. If you have a Windows system, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like your thing just freaks out on you. Okay, here we go. Eastbound and Brook Park, North Royalton, Parma, Brecksville, and Valley View. So these are the areas that we are keeping a very close eye on. Again, I do not have confirmation of tornadoes on the ground. I do not have confirmation of damage at this point. Let me check in with the National Weather Service. I have not seen anything from them as far as storm reports go. We have been asking. They have not yet told us any of this information, unfortunately. So we are just tracking and watching right now. Getting back onto my Twitter feed, Roman Mural says, with my buds keeping it safe. I love it. I'm going to retweet your picture. I love to see families getting in their safety spots all together, hunkering down. Looks like somebody's got a bike helmet on. That's good stuff. Like to see that. LC Mama says she's hunkered down with her son and they are safe and they're watching on the iPad. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Jessica Moore asked about Parma. Parma right now is probably on the northern fringes of where this circulation is going to go here in Cuyahoga County. So Parma's still on standby. North Royalton, though, you need to be in the basements right now. And I'd say Strongsville, Middleburg Heights need to be in those basements. Brecksville, Valley View, you're going to be on standby right now. We are getting a lot of lightning out of this downtown, and I know that the picture that we're showing you is dark and ominous, but remember now, folks, it is nighttime. The sun is set, and we have very dark clouds going on top of that. So even when we get that ambient light after the sun sets, it takes some time. Let's back it out just a second, and I want to show you we have expanded now the flood advisories that are going on. I don't think these are flash flood warnings. These are still just aerial warnings, which means widespread water that is around. And let me turn off the tornado warnings. There you see the green. That is where we have the flood warnings going on for this incredible rain that has come down with these storms. This is the last 6 hours worth of accumulation data. Excuse me, that's the last 12 hours worth. Let me put 6 hours on, and you can see that the colors change a little bit. But if we take into account 12 hours, because we have had rain in the past 12 hours or so, in Lorain County, they are exceeding 3 inches of accumulation that is going on. There's another picture that we have of you for you on the Twitter feed, and again, that's in Elyria. Let's take that one and let's take this one as a lesson of what not to do. Do not stand in floodwater. Do not play in floodwater. Do not ride your bike in floodwater. I wouldn't drive in floodwater either. And the reason we don't touch floodwater is because floodwater is disgusting. It is Mother Nature's overflowing toilet, my friends. We're going to take another live pic out of Vermillion. Look at the rain coming down. It is exacerbating all the flooding problems they have already had, and that is just not going to end. They still have more rain to go. As we take a look at the big picture here, you can see that we have a lot of rain that is coming down all across northern Ohio. Where you see those clusters of storms, look how slowly they're moving, okay? Let's go back. This is 7:20, so this is just the last hour. And they are just kind of lumbering along, dropping incredible amounts of rain as they do. We are going to have a lot of basement flooding in some places. If you have a sump pump, I'm going to tell you what, if you're in Lorain, Medina, Cuyahoga, and soon-to-be Summit counties, if you have a sump pump, I would keep a very close eye on that sump pump, because if the power goes out, not saying it is, if the power goes out and your sump pump goes out, we got big issues in the basement. So keep an eye on that sump pump and take action if you need to. Let's get back into these tornado warnings, okay? We still have circulation evident on the radar, so we still see all the reds and greens together. We're getting these colors south of Medina. We're north of Guilford Township. We are moving eastbound along Ohio 162. That's Copley Road, Sharon Copley Road, whichever iteration or side of the county line that you are on. That is it. I just got an interesting picture in from Rory. He says, cool stuff happening in Middleburg Heights. I'm going to tweet it, and the only reason I'm tweeting it is because that does kind of correlate to where we are seeing the Cuyahoga County circulation taking place, and it does look like it is the possibility of some small kind of funnel. But again, a snapshot does not let us see the spin. We can't see the rotation, and that makes it very difficult as well. So, okay, getting more, here's the picture. Can you see that in there in the center of the picture? There you see the possible funnel cloud that's coming in. So let's get back over to the radar. This is Cuyahoga County. There's Strongsville, so Route 182, that is where South Park Mall is. I-71 comes down this way, so there's I-71. Here's Route 82, okay? And Middleburg Heights sits right here, and that's where that possibility of the rotation is. So that's why we're tracking that. That's the only reason I showed that picture, because Rory's supposed to be in the basement, because all my Middleburg Heights friends are supposed to be in the basement right now, as well as Strongsville. Parma, you know what, Parma Heights, I think we should probably start to think about heading to the basement. And I say that because this is moving eastward. North Royalton, you should be in the basement. Brook Park, you're right in that territory as well of being in the basement. But, you know, it's really important to play it safe. Better to be safe than sorry in these situations. And again, as I've said a couple times, I want to stress, this is not the major EF5 mega tornado going on, okay? We do have some strong tornado signatures, but you know, the wind speeds, when you see like a big tornado on radar, these colors would be lit up. It would, I mean, you would not believe. We get into like some really crazy yellows and all that kind of colors. We're not seeing that. So this is on the low end of things, but this is still very significant because, of course, if one of these does touch down, it certainly can cause some localized damage as it does so. There is the, now earlier I told you that the Lorain County emergency manager said that Cooper Foster Park Road is closed. I'm tweeting out a picture as to why. The neighborhoods are flooded. The rain is up to the garages, probably going in some of the garages. That is certainly some bad news. And let's see what kind of, my Twitter feed is literally refreshing at like 200 interactions every time I hit it. So I apologize if I'm not getting right to you. But there's some of the pictures that we are getting. It's just amazing what we're seeing out there. Let's get back to the radar. We have an update now. The National Weather Service has updated the tornado warning in Medina County. So it shifted is all that is taking place right now. And we still have that circulation. It is south of Medina Square, southeast of Medina Square, and north of Wadsworth. We're right along Route 57 right now. So that's 57 that goes down into the Wadsworth area. This is 162. If you're in Sharon Township, you need to be in your basement right now. Anybody along Route 94, south of 18 and north of 76, you need to be in your basements right now. This is a serious one, friends, and we are getting a good indication that there is some rotation there, and certainly it has held together. It's been cycling, and again, the National Weather Service adjusted that warning. So Copley, Fairlawn, Norton, everybody, you need to be on standby because, as you know, Sharon Township is just west of you, and so that is heading your way, basically. So when I was a kid in Copley, I can tell you that right now I would have been in the basement about 3 hours ago because that's one of the reasons I became a meteorologist. I was so terrified of thunderstorms and tornadoes as a kid. It was a paralyzing fear for me. And as I got older and started to study meteorology and weather, I started to figure out that, hey, it's not necessarily the storms that scared me so bad, but it's not knowing what was going on with the storms, where they were coming. So I guess maybe that's why I take a little bit different approach to this whole situation than maybe some other people do. But we're back up in Cuyahoga County now on the NEXRAD winds, and we're still tracking some rotation. This is not very well defined. We've talked about that before. We are very close to the radar still. Haven't heard any information from the National Weather Service that they have seen or heard anything different. Now, the terminal radar has that rotation in a little bit different location. They have it a little bit farther south than the National Weather Service's radar does in Cleveland. So we're going to just kind of, let's broaden the scope a little bit. And the reason we're going to do that is because we are in better safe than sorry mode, aren't we? So there you see, there's Strongsville. North Royalton, it's time to get in the basement. Folks along Boston Road, I would have to say right now we're going to get in the basement. North Olmsted, Parma, I think you're going to be okay. Parma Heights, I think you don't need to go to the basement. I think you're going to be okay because this is where the rotation is, and it seems to be kind of hugging right along Route 82, if not going just slightly south toward Boston Road this way. So let's go ahead and we'll say Parma, friends, you don't have to get in the basements right now. Garfield Heights, I think the same for you. But, you know, Strongsville, hang in there. I know you're still tuckered in the basement. hunker down and hang in there. I know it's kind of scary right now. It's going to get through. If you haven't heard anything yet, that's just fine. But, you know, let it pass, and then we'll kind of come up, and hopefully all is well, which most likely everything will be just fine, and that's the good news. So definitely areas along Boston Road right now, Brunswick Hills Township, the northern sections of Brunswick Hills Township into Hinckley. Let's go ahead and let's get into some basements now. In Hinckley, North Royalton, Strongsville, Brunswick, those 4 major cities, and anywhere in between along Boston Road, Route 3 between North Royalton and Hinckley, Route 71, I-71 right there at the county line. Go ahead and get in the basement. You should be in the basements right now. Let's put Brecksville and Richfield on standby to get in the basement mode very quickly, because as this continues to track to the east, as it has, we do have that possibility. Now, Richfield, interestingly enough, is under the tornado warning for the tornado that is south here between Medina and Wadsworth. You can see the red polygon there, the red outline of the purple box. And it looks to me like we have an update. Yes, the National Weather Service, it looks like they have expired the tornado warning for southern Cuyahoga County, but we have a severe thunderstorm warning to talk about for Erie, eastern Erie, northeastern corner of Huron and Lorain counties. That is a severe thunderstorm warning. That is for this little bugger that is coming right along 20 and 113. Again, this is the same area that we had problems with before. I'm not seeing a lot of indication of spin. There is some spin in the storm, I'll tell you the truth, but there is also some hail in there, and that's just coming into Wakeman with possibly radar indicated 1.4-inch hail. But as we've seen throughout the day today, you know, we have a very warm day going on out there, and a lot of times the hail will melt as it falls, so you don't necessarily get the big hailstones on days like this. But right now our tornado warning continues for Medina County with a very positive signature showing up. We still have rotation going on in Cuyahoga County that is hugging the Cuyahoga-Medina County line right now. That is definitely of concern. My friends in Strongsville, Brunswick, Hinckley, and North Royalton, I would actually ask you to stay in your safety spots just because right now the rotation is definitely stronger right now that is in Medina County. We're hearing that the sirens are going off in Wadsworth right now. That's fine. Specifically areas north of downtown Wadsworth, that historic area there in downtown Wadsworth, that is where we have the best approximation of where this is. There's the rotation that shows up. Okay, we're seeing this little donut hole of information. That is the best rotation right now, and we're going to track this. We'll give it a nice wide sweep, and we're going to track it east. So Wadsworth, Granger, Pigeon Creek, Copley, and Fairlawn. Norton, I would also put you into that because Norton is just to the northeast of Wadsworth, east-northeast, and so I would put Norton in there as well. I have a feeling this is going to hug 162, so that would take it right into Copley. Copley Square is located, our beautiful, it's not a square, it's a circle. It's located, the beautiful gazebo right there. Everybody's had pictures taken there, and Heritage Festival and all that stuff. It's my hometown. That is 162 right there, just to the east of 21. So we're going to take that right into Copley as we go through about the next 15 minutes or so. Sharon Township, you friends still need to be in your basement. We're now down to street level mapping here. You can see this is coming over Bonetta Road. It's going to go over State, over Medina Line Road, and then into western Summit County, which would be Copley, Montrose, Fairlawn, Gent, Norton areas. As it continues to move to the east. There's an update. There's our update. So we're still just north of the city of Wadsworth, downtown Wadsworth. But if you're out in some of the country areas, Reimer Road, State Road, you need to hunker down. This is a brand new fresh picture, still showing some pretty solid rotation right now. That is going eastbound along 162, along and south of 162. Into the Copley area. So Copley, heads up for you. Sharon Circle, that would be a heads up for you. This is coming through in less than 5 minutes. Copley, I would give this about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes or so as it continues to move to the east. And, you know, the times here are approximate. It's based on the storm moving at a certain speed. Whether it's still moving at that speed is, you know, the question. It's been jogging a little bit, which makes things a little bit difficult. Just a quick reminder for everybody, we are also simulcasting online, WKYC.com. We have our live stream also available on our apps, which you can get on your handheld devices, iPads and phones. And we are also live streaming on WTAM, the big one, 1100. That's an AM radio station. It has a fantastic reach all across northern Ohio. You will hear a lot of crackling. That is the thunder and lightning going on, most likely the lightning, but you'll still be able to get the information that we're getting out to you right now. And we still have the tornado warning that is going on in Medina County. There is no tornado warning currently active in Cuyahoga County. Parma, you're fine. Brecksville, Broadview Heights, you're fine right now. Just a lot of rain, a lot of thunder up that way. We're still seeing some circulation on the Cuyahoga County, Medina County line. That would be Strongsville, Brunswick, Hinckley, and North Royalton. I've asked all my friends there to stay in their safety spots for right now. There is no active tornado warning for that area, but I just want to make sure that that gets cleared, as I mentioned. So the most active area right now is definitely in Medina County. Let me grab a drink of water. All right, and this is moving along 162 into the Copley area here in about the next 15 minutes or so. City of Wadsworth, if you're south of the square there in Wadsworth, the crossroads at 94, downtown Wadsworth, if you're south of there, you're fine. If you are in downtown Wadsworth or north, that's where we have the concern as far as Wadsworth goes. And this is just coming across 94. Right now, Route 94, Ridge Road, and will continue to move along 162 into the Copley area. Remember, we also have a severe thunderstorm warnings going on for these storms that are out here, Erie, Huron, so extreme eastern Erie County, northeastern Huron County, and western sections of Lorain County. More